What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Quest coming back at you once again with another video. And I know it's been a minute, just been busy, life, crazy, bills, crazy, family, crazy. But I'm still here, I'm still grinding, and I just want to talk really quickly about LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith. Okay, I need to make this extremely clear. I do not like Stephen A. Smith. I am not this big LeBron James fan. I love that he plays on my Lakers, um, but I'm not a huge LeBron James fan. But I am a fan of the man as a father and as a family man. I'm going to keep it real with you. All of this is lame. This back and forth between Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James it comes across childish. It comes across immature. It plays into a lot of those stereotypes. And I think for the most part, one of these men, he's intentionally playing into the stereotype. I'll let you decide who you think that is. But one of these men, most definitely 100%, is playing into the stereotype of that black men can't get along and that they got to fight in public and that they got to keep it, they got to escalate because one can't be looked at or viewed as weak or soft or the bigger man in the situation. And the other allowed his emotions to get the better of him in the situation, but as a father, I could understand it. And this is coming from not a person who does not, again, like I said, I'm not the hugest LeBron James fan. Love his basketball talent, and I also respect who he is as a father and a husband. But, if you're going to talk crap about a man's son, and then that man then walks up to you, you can't then get on television like Stephen A. Smith did, talk about how, clarify himself and then all in a somber tone. And then when you see that the internet is calling you that you soft and that you a punk, you then go on this, I'm sorry to say, this bitch tour. Because that's really what Stephen A. Smith is doing here. I honestly, I see the people, the comments online, the people egging Stephen A. Smith on. Honestly, there are two camps here that are egging this on and making this worse than it is. The first camp don't like Stephen A. Smith. The second camp don't like both of them, and they want to see both of their images tarnished publicly forever. Stephen A. Smith just signed a $100 million deal at ESPN. I'm sure that there are a lot of individuals who don't like that, who would love to knock Stephen A. Smith down a couple pegs. Okay? Then there are people who never like LeBron James because LeBron James, let's be honest with you, let's keep it a buck, let's keep it real. LeBron James's era at the top of sports came at the same time as Tom Brady. We know who Tom Brady is and we know what he represents to a certain segment of people. A lot of people have a lot of animosity and resentment towards that. You don't have to like what I got to say. You can get angrily type in the comments, say I'm doing whatever baiting, putting whatever card, but I know this to be true cuz it's my era I grew up in. I know what I remember reading the comments, okay? And I think that those two camps are coming together here and they're dogpiling on this situation. And I think that most definitely LeBron is probably going to retire after this year because he's never been this vocal. And for him to be this vocal now means he's pretty much feeling like he's done trying to carry the NBA on his back because he has carried the NBA on his back. You can love it or hate it, but he is the most recognized sports figure in America today and world sports today. You know, I think he's done. I think he's tired. And I think he's just at the point now where he's like, hey, he can be a little bit more relaxed about his image. And he's now starting to open his mouth up. But one of these men has very low emotional discipline, and that's Stephen A. Smith, who is taking this out of hand and talking about how he now, as far as I knew, nothing violent was ever spoken between LeBron and him. But as far as I know, as of right now, today, okay, at 10:50 a.m. in the morning, Central Standard Time, as far as I know, the only person who's ever even alluded to violence has been Stephen A. Smith, that he would do something if LeBron did something. And the only reason he would come to that conclusion is because I see it in the comment sections under Stephen A. Smith's videos, his tweets. He's being egged on by the crowd who wants to see these two brothers go down physically in public. Because in America, two black men, two wealthy, successful black men fighting each other is like it's ratings gold. It's ratings gold. And as far as who's responsible for this beef getting as bad as it's gotten, to be honest with you, you could say LeBron shouldn't have walked up to him, but really, guys, you guys aren't going to recognize what Stephen A. Smith has done. All the podcast interviews. He went on news networks complaining about LeBron James. Like I'm being honest here. Are we really going? I know that there's a lot of people who hate LeBron, but I'm not talking to that camp. And I'm not talking to the camp that hates Stephen A. Smith. I'm talking about the reasonable, level headed individuals. Y'all know this is just much to do about nothing. This is a waste of time. And honestly, we got other things to focus on. So that's my thoughts on the whole LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith situation. I know LeBron went on Pat McAfee to say his piece, which was very strategic. The two highest paid people at ESPN, he chose to go to Pat McAfee's show, okay, over First Take. He did that for a reason. Okay, if there's one thing you can say, you can hate LeBron James for every other thing in the book. You cannot say the man is not a smart businessman. That was very smart of him. And what is, lo and behold, what does Stephen A. Smith do today? He goes on ESPN once again, just going on and on and on and on and on. And again, another individual who I do not mess with, Shannon Sharp, said it best on his show with Ocho Cinco. He wished both of these two men stopped doing this in public. Because to be honest with you, this ain't a good look for either brands in the long run. Okay, because I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of people know that there are athletes who do not mess with Stephen A. Smith for precisely this reason. He takes things too personal. He took things with Kyrie too personal. He took things with Oakley too personal. He takes things too personal with athletes. And then when athletes snap back at him, this is what you get. And I'm going to be real with you. Stephen A. Smith running around feeling himself since that $100 million deal. And there's just been this air where his arrogance was before at one level, it's gone way up there. He honestly, legitimately believes himself better than most professional athletes. And this is a problem. And this is one of the reasons why they don't mess with him. So you can get mad if you're a Stephen A. Smith fan and you just hate LeBron, or if you're a LeBron fan and you hate Stephen A. Smith and say, "Oh man, you're not right. This person is the one who's the real problem, and this person is the real problem." Honestly, at this point, both of them are the problem. Somebody got to be the adult in the room and walk away from the situation. I'm out.